Good evening. My name is Scott Schaefer, and I want to welcome you all to our Ask Me Anything session. We are so excited to have future students, parents, family members that are interested in our program, and we want this evening to be beneficial to you. Tonight we're going to be talking to our cosmetology instructor and our culinary arts instructor, and so. If you have questions, we want to get those answered. This is only going to be a 30-minute session, so we want to respect your time, but we also want to get your question answered. So if you have a question that you would like to have one of our instructors answer, we encourage you to go to our Q&A or the question and answer tab at the bottom of the page and just fill out the question there, submit it, and then we will ask that to our instructors and get that question answered for you. We want this to be a productive evening that answers any questions that you might have for our instructors. Also, we want to invite you to go to our website at meridiantech.edu/visit, and you'll be able to see a 360 tour of our programs. And so our marketing department has gone in and they did a 360 video of both of our programs this evening. And in that video, you're going to be able to see our classroom, our laboratory areas. You're going to be able to see an interview with our instructor, an interview with a student, and then just some general information about the program. And so we invite you to look at that as well. It's just another way to kind of get familiar with the programs that we have. Like I said, again, if you have a question tonight, please put that in the Q&A because that's going to allow us to get that question answered to our instructors. Speaking of our instructors, I'm going to allow them just to kind of introduce themselves and tell a little bit about their program. And so we're going to start off with our cosmetology instructor, and that is Ms. Sue Payne. And so Ms. Payne, I'm going to just allow you to tell a little bit about yourself and then tell a little bit about your program.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Welcome, those of you students that might be jumping in and visiting with us tonight. We're real excited to share with you about our program. I'm Mrs. Payne, and I've been teaching here at Meridian for 13 years. 40 years in the industry total. A lot of experience behind me that I can share with you. My program here is a 1,000-hour program. We learn hair, a lot about hair and nails and skin. That's the wrap up. We do a lot of hands-on, but there is some theory behind it. There's always a theory and a baseline to everything that we do that you have to learn. So we have a lot of fun. Kind of in the day of cosmetology, we'll be cutting hair 2 days a week. On Thursday and Friday is a live salon where we actually have guests that come in and get services. So after you get your training, you'll come in and we'll be able to do live work as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ms. Payne. Our culinary arts instructor, one of our culinary arts instructors is Mr. Dustin Charter. And so, Mr. Charter, I'm going to allow you to tell just a little bit about yourself and our culinary program.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yep, I'm Chef Dustin Charter. I guess a little bit about myself. I'm actually a first-year instructor here at Meridian. So far, I've loved it, and I love working here. I love teaching the kids. A little bit about my background. Culinary was actually my second career. I originally graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering technology and moved out to Las Vegas with my wife, and we lived there for 9 years. Long story short, changed careers, went to culinary school out there, went to Le Cordon Bleu, worked out there for a while, and then Stillwater came calling. It always has a draw. We can never move too far away. So we moved back and worked a few places around here in Stillwater and in Tulsa, helped open up some restaurants and stuff like that. And here I am here at Meridian. A little bit about our culinary program here. We have actually two different programs. We have our program for high school students. You'll start off with basic culinary, and then during your first year, and then your second year, you will move up to advanced culinary. But then we also offer a program for adult students that's a culinary and hospitality assistant program. So you learn the culinary side of things as well as the hospitality industry. So your hotels and everything like that. That is a one-year program. You learn the same things. You kind of go through the basic culinary program and the advanced, but then you also learn the hospitality side of it as well. But I mainly teach the basics. So I teach the first year students. We go through a lot of safety and sanitation. The most important thing that we start getting, we learn up front. And then we move on to some of the fun stuff where you're actually getting to cook. The students I have right now, we're getting ready to teach mother sauces. There are 5 basic mother sauces that we teach our students as an example. And above and beyond that, sky's the limit. Right now, we have in-person instruction 2 days a week on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then because of COVID restrictions, we're doing online Zoom meetings Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. Like I said before, if you have a question, we've already had a couple come into our Q&A. If you have a couple or question, drop that into our question and answer tab, and we'll get that answered from our instructors. The first question that I have for you all, and this was submitted prior to this evening, is from Becca, and it says, "What will I need for cosmetology or for culinary arts? Like, what are some things that they will need for your programs?" Ms. Payne, I'll let you start there.
Well, I'm not real sure where to go with this. There's a lot that basically a need to come to cosmetology is just a passion. I mean, I just think anything out here at Meridian, you walk in with some passion and willing and open-mindedness to learn, we're just all over that. And but one thing with the cosmetology, we are registered with the Oklahoma State Board of Cosmetology. So to do that, there is a little bit of a fee for that, an application, and we all kind of know there's applications that you fill out and a process that you do to come into any program out here. But for the cosmetology program, we would have to do some registrations ahead of time, get you registered with the Oklahoma State Board of Cosmetology, so that when you finish your 2-year program here of 1,000 hours, I teach the high school program. So then we send you on to go take your Oklahoma State Board registration exam. And when you pass that, then we put you into the salon somewhere, or find you somewhere to work, or whatever your need is from there. But I just think coming out here, just trying to come out with an open-minded and an eagerness to learn is what we love to see.
Okay, awesome. Mr. Charter, same question to you. What will a student need to be in the culinary arts program?
Well, it's kind of, I guess, the same thing that Ms. Payne said. A passion is key. I mean, I'd say definitely. I know for a fact culinary is a passion. Food's a passion. So you have to be very interested in it to pursue a career in it. It is something you definitely immerse your life in. I mean, I have stacks upon stacks upon stacks of cookbooks in my kitchen at home, and it's almost like a collection. So it's just a passion for it. Also, along the same lines, being open-minded, because you're going to be introduced to so many different flavors and so many different ingredients and different things that you have never seen before. And so having an open mind to be able to at least try certain foods is very important. Don't shut yourself off to it, because it's important to try those different things. It's okay to say you don't like it after you've tried it, right? And then above and beyond that, I guess the only other thing that you would need would be, we require all of our culinary arts students to be in uniform. And the uniform for the first year students is a white chef jacket, a white cap, and checkered pants and black non-slip shoes. All of that you can find. I mean, the shoes you can find on Amazon, or Walmart even has some. And then we use a local place here in Stillwater, the uniform stop across the street from the high school, to purchase all of our uniforms from. And if I remember correctly, it's about $65, maybe $60 to $65 for a set of clothes. And you can get multiple sets if you want to. That's totally up to you. But I'd say cost-wise, that's something that our students would have to pay out of pocket for.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Charter, you didn't know it, but you led us into our next question there whenever it comes to cost. And this one is directed to you, Ms. Payne. So I've had a couple of students. One of them is Shaylee. She asked, that she's interested in cosmetology, and she wanted to know what she would have to pay. And then we've had another student ask, what is the fee that students have to pay? So I know that there's some things that are coming up, that students have to pay for to be in your program as well. So can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, Shaylee, thank you for that question. Yes, there is a kit that comes with our program. So just keep in mind, this kit is something that you take with you when you leave. It's going to have 90% of everything you need to get started in the industry. And it's like Christmas for the students when they open it. It's just incredible. So, but yes, that fee, it runs about $400. But we ask that when you register or when you apply, and once you get accepted, there will be you'll pay half of that down, and that just kind of secures your spot. To say, yes, I'm interested in this. This is what I'm going to do, and then when school starts in August, that second half is due, and then we give you your kit, and you'll need all of those things to get started. It's going to have scissors, clippers. It has everything in it you need to go to work, except for your blow dryers and curling irons, and we supply those on the floor. I think you could probably see in the background we have all of the blow dryers and irons and all the hair processing, color processors, everything that you would need on the floor that way. The other cost, Shayla, you would have is registration fee, which is $5, and then your testing fee is $35 whenever you take your test at the end. So those are kind of the fees that you're looking at when you get started. And then the second year that you return, we do have you purchase new mannequins, which run around $150. We go through a first set of mannequins the first year, and then the second year we go through the second set. But you do work on live work, so not just mannequins. I want you to understand that. I hope that answers it, Scott.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. All right, so we have another one for you, Miss Payne. And this comes from Bailey. And Bailey asked, how can cosmetology relate to becoming a mortician? So that her plan in life is to become a mortician. So how does cosmetology fit in there?
Well, and that was Kaylee that asked that?
Bailey.
Bailey. Thank you, Bailey. Well, it's interesting, Bailey, that you should ask that question, because in my life of career in cosmetology, I have been to the funeral homes and done the hair of some of my guests and my clients that I've worked on for years. My mom was a hairdresser for 25 years. I've been raised in this industry, and I saw my mom go do that as well. So this is something that nobody ever thinks about that's needed in the mortuary business and the funeral business. So that is a very good tool to have if you're going into that industry, is to have that tool. That is something that you can, and we're people. I mean, we are so soft-hearted, and that's what we do for a living, is we make people feel good. And I know that industry as well has that same passion. So being able to fix their hair and make them look nice for the family is something that, yes, would be a nice career.
Sure. Awesome. Thank you very much. And again, if anyone has a question, throw that into the question and answer box, and we will get that answered. We have another one pop up here, and again, this one goes to Miss Payne. She's popular tonight, so that's great. We'll get Miss Charlie. We'll give him some questions here in just a second. Okay. It says this is from Maggie, and Maggie says, what is your color line and product line that you use at Meridian?
Thanks, Maggie. That's a great question. I mean, we love products. Oh my gosh, don't we all? It's a $1 billion industry, We use Redken as our color line and Paul Mitchell. So we like to use two different color lines to get you kind of used to them. They're different so that you'll learn the theory behind those and the formulations. Now our back bar, our shampoo back bar, we have 5 different shampoo bowls, and every bowl has a different line. We have Purology, we'll have Biolage, we'll have just Redken, and then Nioxin or something else. Yeah, tons of different lines for you to get your hands in and learn about. But Redken is probably our main line we use as far as color lighteners. We use Schwarzkopf. We try to get a whole lot of different lines in so that you guys can learn from different products. So you have fun. It's a lot of fun.
All right, and Mr. Charter and I do not use a lot of product, if you can
Yes.
tell in the video. So that was a good question for me because I didn't know what that answer was. So all right. So again, if you have questions, drop that into our Q&A box, and we will make sure that we get those answered with our instructors this evening. Another question that our students have is, what types of careers do your students go into whenever they graduate from your program? And so I'll let Mr. Charter start on this one. What types of careers do your students do, or what is their future path that they take?
Well, you can do a lot of different things. A common theme that is going around with a lot of students I've discussed with right now is they want to open up their own restaurant. And a lot of them want to become bakers, and we do cover some baking here in this class and in advanced culinary as well. The sky's the limit. I mean, there are students that'll go in, they'll work for a catering company and work their way up and eventually become an executive chef. There are other ones that will prefer to go to college, and that's great, because I know that there are programs out there like OSU here in Stillwater has a great hotel and restaurant program that kind of covers the management side of things, and that coupled with the hands-on experience that you get with our program here, I think makes you a much more viable employee as you're applying for jobs. There's also, you could go and you could attend, there's plenty of great culinary schools that they're 4-year programs that you can attend, and we kind of reach out to those colleges as well and trying to get kind of a foot in the door for those students when the time comes. So but I have seen a lot of entrepreneurs out there that have gone on to do their own thing, and food trucks are a huge hit right now because there's less overhead, compared to a brick and mortar restaurant. You kind of go to where the customers are at, so you spend less out of pocket up front getting a truck, and you can go to where everybody's at. So that's another avenue that I'm seeing with a lot of our students.
Okay. Ms. Payne, same question to you. What when your students graduate, what's their career path, or what is their kind of the future that they kind of grab onto?
Well, I'm going to start off with the college, like Dustin talked about, going off to college, because a lot of students think, okay, if I go to Meridian, and I go to this career thing, then I can't go to college. I have to do one or the other, and that isn't so not true. I've had a lot of students that leave over the 13 years I've been here that go off into college, and they work their way through college doing hair, because it's an amazing industry. You can work nights, you can work weekends, you can work around your schedules and make more money than maybe just a minimum wage job maybe that they might have to take. So, and having fun with it, if they enjoy it and passion like we talked about. So that is an option. And I have some that go to college and start in the salon industry and then end up going, college isn't for me, and they're just go full salon. A lot of them want their own salon, just like Dustin said, I want my own restaurant, I want my own salon. So light at the end of the tunnel. I just got one of my former students is opening up her own salon. I have 2 of them opening a salon in Oklahoma City. They started Monday, and it's just such a reward to see them be able to do that and succeed after about 6 years out in the industry. So, but they can go booth rent somewhere, go to work at doing men's cutting, like at Supercuts, Great Clips, some of those great places like that. Or if they just want to do hair cutting, Smart Style, and then work their way up and maybe even going into a private salon. A lot of the salons will hire you as an apprentice or an associate. So they have those associate programs where you just work underneath somebody. We have a few salons out there that are doing that. That's doing amazing for us. That way you get to build your skill and work from somebody else, and then work your way up to a booth renting position after you build your clientele and everything. And not only that, I've had some leave here and go to work in a beauty industry on retail. I've had them work for cosmetic, esthetician. I have several that are doing really well in estheticians. That is a really big thing right now too. Is spa and the aesthetics is the skincare. I've got a little girl out there that's doing amazing. She's doing the eyebrow tattooing and the eyelash extensions and making a wonderful living at that. So there's so many different avenues. It's not just cutting and coloring hair. There's
Sure.
many different avenues. Thank you,
Sure.
Scott.
Okay, awesome. Well, Ms. Payne, I'm going to throw another one at you. You're popular this evening. This again is from Maggie, and it says, "How many hours will I need before I can work on a client?" I'm guessing
Maggie.
that's not day one, right? I mean,
No, sorry, Maggie, not day one. But that's a great question. 150 hours, Maggie. 150 hours is what the state requires. Now, with COVID right now, that has not happened. My girls were really excited. This Tuesday, we opened it up to where they could do live work in the salon. My second year students have been doing it all year for 2 days a week. But at 150 hours that I feel you're ready, we start off doing manicures, pedicures, and facials. We haven't been able to do facials because of COVID, because they have to have their mask off. So, but that's the first things you'll start doing, is those three things. And then we work our way into doing shampoo blow dries and then hair cutting and hair coloring. But you're going to be jumping right in on your mannequins, doing hair coloring and hair cutting and everything. We have a male mannequin that you'll learn all your male cuts on. 150 hours.
okay.
Out of 1,000. So you're probably after your first 9 weeks, when you come back after fall break, right before Christmas, you'll be going on the floor doing live work.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, well, we're gonna transition just a little bit from what we do in the classroom to some extra things that our students can look at, and those are things that are called a Career Tech Student Organization, or what we call a CTSO. And Ms. Payne, I'll let you start, and then we'll go to you, Mr. Charter. Ms. Payne, I know your CTSO is Skills USA. And can you tell us just kind of what you do in there, like what competitions or what leadership activities your students have an opportunity to work in?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, CTSO is our Skills USA is what our organization that we have memberships to, and they do a lot of community stuff on campus as well. So not just competitions. I know the competitions are the big thing, but Mrs. Ray here is really good. Miss Roberts here is really good about getting things going on campus for our members as well. And then we compete in 3 different areas in Skills USA. We compete in hair, nails, and aesthetics, which is really kind of fun. Hair is 3 different categories in the hair that you have to do. Is you have to do haircut, updos, and hair coloring. And in the nail part, you have to do a gel nail, an acrylic nail, and nail art. In aesthetics, you have to do a basic facial, evening makeup, and a fantasy makeup. And the fantasy makeup always has a theme. So it may be Disney or something, it just whatever that theme is. You have a regional. We do a local contest. The locals then we move on to state, and then the state moves on to nationals, which our nationals is been in Nashville, or where that I can't remember. But we've been several different places, and it's always really fun to travel and
Okay,
take
awesome.
them.
Miss, yeah, Mr. Charter, I know you've got a different CTSO that your students are involved in, and that's FCCLA. So can you tell us just a little bit about it, what the activities are, what the competitions are that your students have their opportunity to work in?
Sure, yeah. So FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. A lot of high schools out there have these programs in there. It kind of encompasses more than just culinary. It's a lot of, we called it home ec when we were in high school. I think it's called something different now, but they do have culinary competitions. We have a group of students. Unfortunately, this year everything's virtual and all that. So, but we have culinary regional competitions. They do baking, they do savory, they do candy making, all different kinds of competitions. And then there is also a national competition. Those seem to be the most popular things to do because, you know, you get out of school, you get to travel, you get to practice for it and come up with the ideas on your own. We do have philanthropy that we do as well. There are fundraisers that we do, and different volunteer activities that our or the FCCLA will participate in. So yeah, I think above and beyond that, we have FCCLA, but also last year, and we're going to try and get it going this next year. It's called NASA Hunch. The culinary students last year participated in NASA Hunch, and what it was a competition where they came up with a menu item that the winner actually they freeze dried it and put it in a rocket and shot it up to the space shuttle or the space station, and the actual astronauts got to dine on it. And believe it or not, our group placed 5th last year in the entire nation.
Wow.
Pre-COVID, they would have actually gotten to go and present it and do all this fun stuff, but they were judged here and recorded it and submitted, and they got 5th place. So that was pretty exciting for them. So.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's great. Well, I want to thank both of you for this evening, for answering all of our questions of our students, for our students and family members and parents that are here. Thank you as well for your time. If you have additional questions for any of our instructors, I encourage you to go to our meridiantech.edu/visit page and click on the Ask Me Anything tab, and you can submit a question there, and then we will make sure that that question gets to our instructors and that we get that question answered. Another opportunity for you all to ask questions of our instructors and kind of just get more familiar with our program is at our virtual open house, and this is for parents and students. And it is going to be on January the 26th. Again, you can find information about that open house on our webpage, meridiantech.edu/visit. Be sure to check that out. Again, it's going to be an opportunity for you to ask questions and just you know, get more familiar with what we have to offer. Now, in the last 2 weeks or so, you should have received something in the mail, a guide to tech and a yellow application for enrollment at Meridian Technology Center. We encourage you to get that application filled out. We want you to. We would love to have you as students here. And get that application filled out. And if you're a high school student, then you will turn that application into your guidance counselor at your high school. And we encourage you to do that by February the 1st. That's our priority enrollment day. But if you get it done after that, that's still fine. We will take the applications, but we just give priority to those students that have it in by February the 1st. So if you can get that filled out, get it turned into your guidance counselor, then that'll be great. Now, if you're a homeschool or if you're a virtual school student, then you can turn that application into the to Meridian Technology Center, and you'll turn it in at the Career Planning Center here at Meridian, and we will get your information that way. After that, we will sit down with you and have a one-on-one interview. It's really easy. It's really simple. It's going to last about 5 minutes, and we're going to just ask you some questions just to get to know you a little bit better. We're also going to just make sure that the program that you're wanting and what we have to offer, that they fit, that it's going to work with your career aspirations and everything else. And so we'll sit down and interview and do that. usually around the middle of February. And then after that, sometime late part of March, after spring break, is when we will have our acceptance letters sent out, and you'll be made aware if you've been accepted to Meridian Technology Center. If you have any additional questions, feel free to give us a call. You can call the Career Planning Center at 405-377-3333, or you can email us at cpc@meridiantech.edu. Again, we thank you for your time this evening. I hope we answered all your questions. If you have additional ones, get them to us, and we'll make sure that we answer those. Ms. Payne, Mr. Charter, thank you so much for your time as well and for answering our questions. We hope that that this has been a fun evening for everybody, and we want to wish you all a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.